Lila overheard Ethan whispering into his phone as she entered their modern loft's kitchen. He fumbled, nearly spilling his latte, his face shifting from alarm to a rehearsed grin. "Morning, sweetheart," he said smoothly. "Just a work call." Lila smiled, handing him a tailored jacket. "Your 9:30 with the Carter deal is now 11. I've updated your app." She didn't mention her secret tracker, logging another suspicious call, his 10th this month. 9 months ago, Lila trusted Ethan's late nights were for business. Then, a message changed everything. While Ethan slept, his tablet pinged. "Last night was electric. Can't wait for Lila's book club trip." From Claire, his mentor. Lila saved it in a secure app, taught herself after Ethan teased her tech struggles. Her truth cache, an encrypted folder, now held his betrayal's proof. "You're my rock," Ethan said, tying his scarf in the hall mirror. "How'd I manage without my Planner Pro?" He kissed her cheek, a whiff of jasmine perfume, not hers, lingering. "Just doing my thing," Lila replied, planning to check the location app she'd slipped onto his phone during a wine-fueled nap. Her past role as a front desk clerk at the Lux Opal Tower taught her to spot clues, mismatched receipts, a stranger's scent. She'd mastered being unseen, piecing together guests' secrets from forgotten items. The hotel's valet, Sam, still chatted with her at the bakery, unaware his tips about guest reservations confirmed Ethan's client dinners at Opal's rooftop suite, billed to his personal card. In their study, behind Ethan's untouched budget files, Lila hid a folder labeled tax records. Inside, bar receipts from Claire's neighborhood, coffee charges for two at cafes he never named, a red hair, unlike her dark waves, sealed in plastic from his coat. The firm's winter gala 5 months back was a wake-up. Playing the charming wife, serving drinks, Lila saw Ethan tense when Michael, his CEO, arrived with his son Noah. The 4-year-old had Ethan's dimples and gray eyes. Lila's mind churned, recalling Ethan's solo seminar in Boston 5 years ago, his quiet return, and Claire's personal leave soon after. The dates lined up perfectly. "You okay?" Ethan's sister Nora asked, catching Lila staring at Noah. "Just chilly," Lila lied, her smile steady. Nora's uneasy glance hinted she knew more, another piece for Lila's puzzle. Befriending Tara, a geneticist at the community clinic, was deliberate. They met at a firm's charity walk, sharing smoothies. Tara, believing Lila was curious about biotech, explained DNA tests. "A straw's enough," she said. At the company's spring picnic, Lila ran the kids' juice station. She gave Noah a straw, later bagging it with Ethan's tossed napkin. Tara's lab access made the DNA test feasible. Lila sometimes pictured confronting Ethan, flinging her evidence at him. But secrecy was her strength. While he and his pals laughed about his plain wife, a former clerk turned homemaker, she built a case to crush his career and name. Tonight was Ethan's Leadership Award dinner. He'd flaunt her as his dutiful spouse. In her purse, a microchip, 8 months of damning proof, a silent explosive. Applying subtle makeup, Lila honed her calm smile in the mirror, masking her calculating mind. "Ready, Planner Pro?" Ethan called. "Nearly," she said, heart steady despite the brewing chaos. At the lavish crystal hall, lights danced on silk-draped tables. Ethan's arm circled her waist, introducing her. "This is Lila, my anchor," he told the COO's new date, a brunette who scanned Lila's simple black dress with a smirk. "She keeps my world spinning," Ethan added. The woman nodded, missing Lila's mental note of the dig, a jab at her basic role. Michael rose to toast Ethan's stellar vision as the new strategy chief. Lila studied him, wondering if he sensed Claire's affair with Ethan, or if he, like Ethan, misjudged her. "To Ethan," Michael said, glass raised, "and Lila, his backbone." Applause followed, but Lila's thoughts drifted to the picnic, Noah's dimples echoing Ethan's. She'd verified the timeline that night, Claire's leave, Ethan's trip, Noah's birth, all matched. Dinner came, and Ethan, 2 whiskeys in, grew loud. The PR lead asked how they met. "She was a clerk at Opal Tower," Ethan grinned. "Handing out keys during my Miami deal chaos. A mess, but she was sharp. Now she runs my life. Meetings, parties, even my laundry." Laughter rose. "Some upgrade," Claire said, her smile thin. "My hidden gem," Ethan winked. Lila's chest tightened. 6 years of devotion, her quiet data analytics course, his flawless image reduced to a joke. Nora's eyes met hers across the table, uneasy, then dropped. She knew, had always known, and said nothing. "Pardon me," Lila said, setting her napkin by her uneaten salmon. "Need a moment." In the hall's quiet, she leaned against a wall, breathing for 8 seconds before heading to the restroom. Lila, hold on. Nora stood by the bar, nervous. You all right? Fine, Lila said evenly. Just a breather. Nora stepped closer. He shouldn't talk like that. You're worth more. Lila tilted her head. What are you getting at, Nora? Nora hesitated. I've meant to tell you about Ethan and Claire, forever, Lila's smile held. I'm not as naive as he thinks. Nora gaped. You know? Back to the dinner, Lila said, checking her lipstick in a compact. They'll notice you're gone. In a stall, she opened her secure app, scanning her log. Dates, codes. Today was flagged green, for the bank alert she'd found that morning. Sorting Ethan's invoices, she'd spotted payments to a strange account, starting at Noah's birth. Opal suite receipts on his personal card listed romantic dinners during work trips. Lila opened a drafted email, attaching images, bank records, and DNA proof of Noah's paternity. Her finger hovered over send. One click, and Ethan's life would implode. Hers would shift. His hidden gem jab echoed, the laughter stinging. 6 years, a punchline. She pressed send, the email vanishing. Adjusting her hair, she calculated. 70 minutes until chaos, time to slip out, tap her secret account, and fade. Her mirror smile was real, not a planner pro. A genius. Lila left Crystal Hall, nodding to the usher. Mrs. Reed, shall I tell your husband you're out? No need, she said. Back soon. Her first lie tonight. In her modest hatchback, Ethan's practical pick for her errands, she felt a surge. City lights blurred as she drove a memorized route to a plain storage unit 12 miles out. Chosen for obscurity, she'd paid cash under her maiden name, Cole. The guard waved. Evening, Miss Cole. Evening, Ray, she said, tone warm but forgettable. Unit 92's lock opened. A box labeled course notes hit her stash. A cash-bought laptop, never on their network, and a sealed case with backup drives. She booted up using a prepaid hotspot. The first email was sent, but 3 more waited. First, voice memo from Ethan's smartwatch, him and Claire plotting during Lila's charity run. Second, bank transfers to Claire tied to Noah's birthdays, toys, daycare. Third, DNA results, linking Ethan to Noah via straw and napkin. She set them to send 15 minutes apart, starting mid-Michael's speech. The phased hits would amplify each blow. She pulled a folder from the box, hard copies for Ethan's parents who'd been fair. They deserved truth. Lila powered down, locked up, and drove off. At a quiet bistro, not their usual spot, she ordered mint tea. Fancy night? The server asked, noting her dress. Game-changing, Lila said, sitting by a window to watch dusk settle. She disabled her phone, popping out the SIM. No more tracking Ethan's lies. No more perfect wife. In 32 minutes, the first email would hit Michael, the board, clients, and Ethan's parents. Peace settled, surprising after months of buried anger. She'd acted. Now, truth would unravel Ethan. The bistro's acoustic tunes, Ethan's elevator music, calmed her. When had she last chosen herself? In another life, she'd be beside Ethan, smiling for his award. She was the lucky clerk who'd married up, forever grateful. But here, she was the tactician who'd logged every lie, the unseen wife who'd become undeniable. The bistro clock chimed 7:30. At Crystal Hall, Michael's toast would peak. Then email alerts would spark. Lila didn't need to see. She knew. Michael's quick phone check. The subject urgent. Ethan Reed's lies and your son. Michael's speech stumbled. His phone lit under the table, eyes widening. His wine glass wavered. To Ethan, our strategy chief. His voice faded, face ashen. Guests stirred. Ethan leaned in, smile stiff. Michael, all right? Michael's eyes hit Claire, 5 seats away. A look, shock, clarity, pain, flashed between them. Where's Lila? Michael asked, voice too calm. Ethan glanced at her empty seat. Fixing her face, probably. You know her. His laugh died, unanswered. Claire's phone pinged, then a wave of notifications. She gasped, dropping her fork, seeing the subject. What's this? Ethan barked as colleagues dodged his gaze, reading. Nora stood, chair scraping. Need a sec, she muttered, dialing Lila's dead phone. Across town, Claire's nanny, Ellie, took a panicked call. Pack for me and Noah, Claire said. Go in 15. Ethan's got him tonight. At their golf club, Ethan's parents, Diane and Paul, dined when their phones buzzed. No business tonight, Diane said, then froze, reading. Paul? Look. Diane's eyes teared at the proof. Lila knew it all. Crystal Hall erupted. Ethan snatched Michael's phone. This is fake, he yelled as guests stared. Lila wouldn't. Your wife, Michael said coldly, has your voice with my wife plotting in my son's stroller. Claire paced by the exit, shouting at Ellie. The legal head called an urgent board meeting. The Carter deal was shaky. News vans arrived, lights flashing as execs rushed out. Ethan's phone buzzed. Clients, friends, Diane. Each ping cracked his world. "She's nobody without me," he growled, calling Lila'S silent number. Nora returned, pale. "She's gone, Ethan. I tried." Ethan turned on her. "You knew about Claire and stayed quiet." "You never cared," Nora snapped. "Lila was just your assistant." Michael, on the second email, bank records stilled. "You've paid for my son's life," he said, voice raw. Noah's mind reached out. "Michael, let's—" "Never again," he hissed, pulling away. By 9 p.m., Reed scandal trended. Leaks fed headlines. Exec's affair, secret son shake firm. Stock wobbled in Asian markets. Ethan stood in the empty hall staring at the final email, DNA confirming Noah's paternity. His life, built on safe lies, was toppled by the wife he'd called plain. Lila stayed in a coastal inn, watching the scandal via news apps. Ethan's name flooded feeds. Fallen exec, paternity drama, stock dip. She checked her phone once, 76 calls from Ethan, 12 from Nora, then sent financials to her lawyer for a clean split. Day 3, she returned to the loft. It was quiet. Ethan's Audi gone. His closet was sparse, gin bottles empty. Lila wandered, a ghost in her past. The intercom buzzed. Michael stood outside, tired but firm. "Lila, can we talk?" She let him in, to the bare living room. "I don't get your approach," Michael said, sitting stiffly. "But your truth shook us. The firm's reeling, clients gone, systems messy. We need someone smart, honest, who knows our flow." "A job?" Lila asked. "Process director," Michael said. "Fix our operations. You ran Ethan's world. He just claimed it." "Why me?" she said, Michael's jaw set. "You told the truth, no matter the cost. Your systems were his success." He paused. "We both need a new start." After he left, Lila pondered. Leading where Ethan fell was justice. The intercom buzzed, Nora haggard with a letter. "From Mom and Dad," she said. Diane's tidy script apologized for Ethan and Nora's silence. "Your family," it said. "Please stay close." Lila kept it. "Thanks, Nora." "I should have told you," Nora said, voice breaking. "He's my brother, but you were my sister." "Family's tough," Lila said softly. "I understand." That night, Lila sorted Ethan's things, boxing cufflinks for donation. She drove his suits to Fresh Start, a job program for single mothers. "These will boost interviews," she told the manager, touching a gray Prada. "Clothes can shift fates." 6 months later, Lila worked from a high-rise office, revamping the firm's systems. Her changes saved millions, earning her a VP nod. A letter arrived, Ethan's handwriting. "Lila, I was wrong. You weren't plain, you were brilliant. I'm sorry." She filed it in old files, unmoved. Her office overlooked the city Ethan had chased. Her worth wasn't in views or titles. It was always there, behind the plain mask. Her schedule pinged, meetings, lunch with Diane, drinks with Michael. No longer a planner pro, she shaped her own path. Hi, friends. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe for more tales of grit and payback. Bye.